Today is very special for me. It is a very, very special day. And the reason for that is because of all the graduations that I've spoken at, and of all the places where I've gone to share my thoughts about my career and my life, this one is very important. And the reason for that is because I see myself in you. When you were walking in here this morning, I looked at you and tears filled my eyes because I just remember each one of you looks like someone who was in my class doing the same exercise 17 years ago. And this place where I'm standing is a place that is very significant in my life. This stage that I'm standing on is significant in my life. I don't know how many of you know, but before you had that beautiful art room that you have over there, I'm completely jealous, by the way, that beautiful art room where there's light, the art room was beneath here. Did you know that? It was under the stage. So imagine being in an art room where there's no natural light. But it was a place where we did the things that we were supposed to do. We learned a lot and we had a lot of fun. And I've learned many lessons during my time here at Bishop Anstey. But one of them has stayed with me and informed the person that I think, that I believe I am today. And I'd like to share that lesson with you. I believe that there is not enough emphasis on character building, and there's overemphasis on things that are not related to our character, such as the type of car that you drive, the job that you have, the house that you live in, the clothes that you're wearing. I believe that every opportunity I have, God is holding me accountable to try to do something to change the inside of you, to take you along a different path, to move you away from what this society is saying you should be focusing on. So here's the lesson. And I'll start in Form 1, 1B. There's still A, B, C, right? So 1B. We were asked to go away and for our homework, compose a painting. So in primary school, I was pretty decent at art, I would say. I was good, all right? I was good. So we were sent away to compose a painting. And I don't know what inspired me because there are no pine trees in La Puerta de Martin. But I was inspired and I did a landscape that included many pine trees. I think there was even snow. I don't know what was happening. But I was very proud of this piece of art that I had created. And I came to school the next day, and I realized that I was a very good artist in primary school because my classmates really set the bar very high. In one of them, I particularly remember Candace Henry, who is now an artist in her own right, exceptional, I would say. She did a self-portrait, believe this, guys. She did a self-portrait. She was kneeling by a bed with her hands together, looking out of an open window as the curtain blew in to a starry night sky while a lamp set the room aglow. This is Form 1. So I folded my, my pine trees, and we move on to Form 3. And in Form 3, I don't know if it's the same now, but we had to make a decision between among three subjects that we would do for CXC, it was called. And the decision was between clothing and textiles, food and nutrition, and visual art. And I thought you are much more likely to enjoy a piece of art from me than you are to enjoy a meal from me or something that I've sewn. So I decided that I would do visual art. I had the support of my mother, who thought, I do not know where in her mind she believed that I was an artist somehow. And I kept on telling her, I said, Mom, these girls different, you know. This is not primary school. This is not drawing a dog and having you put it on the fridge. This is something else. But I did it. So that September, I entered Form 4, the Form 4 art class, and we were taught by a woman named Angelica Barrow, who is an artist. I believe that she is much more known for being an artist than she is for being a teacher. But in my estimation, she's the best teacher I've ever had. and I'll tell you why. I went into that Form 4 art class, and I was very insecure. If in Form 1, they were doing kneeling by the bed with the curtain blowing in, now the sheep had been separated from the goats, and the real artists were showing their stuff. And I was very insecure. And I kept on saying in the class, and I remember saying at one point to Miss Barrow, telling her that you cannot learn artistic talent. You cannot teach me artistic talent. And she said to me, here's the lesson. She said, I'm not trying to teach you how to paint or draw. I'm trying to teach you how to see. And she had a conversation with me that day about the way that artists see the world and how it is different from how non-artists see the world. And if I asked you, and you're a non-artist, you're not a visual artist, to paint that tree out there in the courtyard, you'd probably give me a brown tree trunk with green leaves against a blue sky with white clouds, because that's what you believe you see. But the artist will see the deep blues in the tree trunk. The artist will see the silver lining of the leaves. And the artist will see the bright pink in the sky. Because the artist is not drawing what they believe or painting what they believe, but what they actually see. And the lesson that she taught me that day sustained me for the 2 years, I have to tell you, and for many years after that, because I began to apply it to different areas of my life. In particular in journalism, the gift or the ability to see people, to see not what my expectations of people are, but to put down that lens and lift another lens, which I believe are the eyes of God, and begin to see human beings. And when I did that, I realized that the fast food attendant who was taking forever to get my meal may not in fact be lazy. She may in fact be grieving the death of her manager who was killed just feet from where she stood. She may in fact have been encouraged by that person to work hard to get a management position, but now she feels lost and alone. But I think she's lazy. The co-worker who I think is an egomaniac, not calling any names, the co-worker who I think is an egomaniac may not in fact be as such. They may be a deeply insecure person who's just trying to find their way in a world where confidence seems to be the currency. The bully at school may actually be the bullied at home. And it's only when we drop our own lens and our own judgments and our own perceptions of people that we begin to really see who they are. And here's the other thing. So I was sitting on the stage here a month ago, and I realized that the lesson that Ms. Barrow taught me down there is the thing that sustains me up here. If you're going to stand on any stage, and if you're going to do anything, and if you're going to perform well in any area, you need to set the foundation of seeing people for who they are. And the reason for that is because they need to also see you. And I have seen in my career, when I begin to look past what I think is there, that people do the same for me. They look back at me. And I have seen that even when I am wrong, or even when I am imperfect, or even when I stumble and I fall, and I stumble and fall very, very often, because I see them, they also see me. And they see that I try, and they see that I want better, and they see that I am doing the best that I can. And what I'd like to leave you with today, don't let it be all that they see. Allow them to see you. And I leave you with some words of a song that my aunt, who incidentally was blind, shared with me. She used to sing this song very often and play it on her little cassette player. She's passed away now. And it's by someone called B.J. Thomas, who used to sing in the 70s, apparently. I didn't know who he was. And the words of the song are this. Teach me to see the world through your eyes, the mind that is troubled, the heart that cries. This moment I have may be all there will be. Through eyes that care, teach me to see. Thank you.